Hello everyone and welcome to my first C++ tutorial. Today we'll be going over quite a few things such as include statements, using namespace, functions, and hopefully we can get to passing references. Okay, so don't worry if you don't know what any of that is because this is a beginner's tutorial. Just making sure I'm recording. Okay. So open up your Visual Studios, right? If you haven't done that, if you don't have Visual Studios, download it as soon as possible, okay, and make sure to download it with the C++ um, project template. So what we're going to do is you're going to get this new project, right? You can either go up here, file, new, and then project, or you can just go down here. And if you don't have a recent project template, you can just go up there. But since I've done this a couple of times, I'm going to just click on the Win32 console application. Okay, so you're gonna get this menu that's gonna pop up, right? If this is not selected, click on it. The next thing you want to do is change the name. You can have it console application 1, but it's not gonna make much sense later on. So what you're going to do is you're going to change it to what you like or what will help you remember. I'm gonna have it as first tutorial. Okay, I'm also gonna change the thing, the where the project location is, because I just find it annoying just to have it there. Okay, so I'm gonna have it there. If any of these are checked, uncheck them because we'll be creating the directories ourselves. So click OK. The next thing you want to do is click next when this wizard comes up, and you're going to click empty project. The reason why you want to do that is because you're going to be adding all those things in yourself, and make sure that this console application is clicked. Okay, so once you finish that, you go click finish and you're done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to our source file, right? You go right click, you could click add and new item. So you're already making your file for the class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this my main because I'm used to Java and I normally call all my classes that have my main function in there as my main. So you can add whatever name you want. I'm going to add it as main. So click add, and now you can actually just start typing stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to include, and what this does is it allows you to add standard libraries. So you can have inputs, you can have outputs, you can have vectors, strings, so on and so forth. So the ones we're going to be including is in IO string, and that allows you to output stuff. And the next one we're going to include is our string. Okay, and normally you have to do std out for outputting stuff, but since I'm lazy and I don't want to type that much, we're going to be using a namespace called std, which is standard. That's what it stands for. So our main function, right? Every program has a main function where you call things up from. This is the first method that runs. So we're going to have int main, and we're just going to do a return of 0, meaning that everything ran successfully. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is, let's say we want to print something out, right? So we just do cout, 2 arrows to the left, 2 arrows to the right is usually used for when you want to have input. Okay, so you have cout, and let's say you want to type out hello world, end it, and what we want to actually do is have a new character line, which that just adds a new line, because when you output this, it's just going to say hello world, right? And then I'll just show you. So once you have finished typing that, just click Control F5, and output window is gonna have. So you have hello world and then new character control, the new character line, right? If I didn't have this print press any key to continue is going to be up here, and that's really annoying. So you're just going to click enter to close it, and you just finished printing out your hello world. Congratulations, pat yourself on the back. Okay, so that's just printing stuff out. So the next thing we want to do is, let's say we want to add variables, right? So you can have a string, you can have int, doubles, vectors, arrays, things like that. So the one we're going to be learning today is called string. And a string is basically, it can hold integers, it can hold, well, what I mean by integers, it can hold like 1, 2, 3, like that. But it has to be in quotes, hence the quotes. Or it can hold words or letters. So how you would call this up is really easy. Let's remove this hello world and just put in an s there. So what we're doing is s is equal to this, right? So when we put in our s here, it's basically just copying and pasting it here and doing the same thing, our cout. So if we run this, we have this mumbo jumbo and our press any key to continue. I forgot to put the new character line, but it doesn't matter. So that's how you print out a string. If you want to print out an integer, we just need int. Let's say b equals 123, and we want to add that to this, right? So all we need to do is another 2 arrow keys to the left, or diamond braces, but only the left side, and we do b. And let's just add a character control. Okay, why do I keep saying character control? A new line character. Okay, so once you have that, you just do control F5, and ta-da, you have concatenated, that's the proper word for it, the 1, 2, 3 to the string. So that's cool. You can do that with anything that is able to be printed out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is functions, and functions are kind of like what our main is. It's callable, meaning that you can call it up in your main method, and you can do whatever you want with it. You can have parameters in it. So let's say we wanted a integer, right? An integer value, not value, a function. So let's do int add double a double b. Okay, and let's return a plus b. Now all we have to do is do add, and then let's do 3.5 and 1.0. Okay, so if we run this, oh look, we have build errors. Now I did this on purpose. If you see here, add identifier not found, the reason is because C++ needs to know methods ahead of time, or functions. Methods, functions, same thing. It needs to know functions ahead of time. So how you do that is int add double double, and then if you run this, you see, now it works. Now let's say, now the reason why this works is because now C++ knows, okay, I'm gonna be calling up a function, or this function exists actually, so if I call this up, I know what to call up. Okay, now you don't have to have a double A up here or double B, because you'll be later using it here, right? You can just say, okay, there's going to be a double value here and another value here. Okay, you can implement it up here, but it's kind of messy, so you want to just have all the methods that you're going to be making but not implementing yet up here, and then later you add in your nice code. So then when you want to print out a function, you do the exact same thing, cout add, and then this with the new character, new line character. Okay, Pretty sure this works. So when you, yep. So when you print this out, you get the, you get that. Interesting. Okay, so let's just do how we normally do it with the two arrow keys. F5, and yep, we got, should have gone, oh, I made this mistake before. So the reason why you get 4 is because even though you have two doubles, you have to make sure your return type, if you want to return a double, is double instead of int. Okay, double. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to run this. Okay, so now you got 4.5, exactly what it should be. 3.5 plus 1.0 is 4.5. So those are functions. So you can have doubles, integers, you can even return classes, which that'll be later. What's my time at? 11 minutes, like a 4 minutes. So you can also return voids, which just does something. It doesn't return anything. And you normally use that for just returning or actually printing out information or editing code without actually needing to return something. Okay? Because I have time, we're going to be learning passing references. So that's actually really easy to do. So what you're going to do is, let's say we have an integer, a equals 4 and int b equals 6. Okay, so actually let's just get rid of this. And I forgot my semicolon. Okay, so let's say we want to add these two numbers, but we also want to edit these numbers as well. Okay, so what you're going to do is, in your add, you're going to add the and symbol, right? And what this is going to do is, let's do a equals a plus 1 and b equals b plus 1. So you're probably wondering, okay, we have the and symbol. This is called a reference. So it's going to get this a, right? And it's actually going to put in there. Before, we were just copying its value. We weren't getting the actual reference. So now when we actually add this, we're going to print out our a values again. Okay? And we're going to add, we're also going to print out our b value. So a and our b value. And when we run this, illegal, where's the, oh, fail, a and our b. Okay, so what's the issue here? Oh, fail. Why are there builders? Alright, let's just do double A. Please, oh, come on, what's the errors? A reference of type double cannot be initialized with a type of value. Oh, double. This is annoying. And please let this work. Okay, finally. Okay, so we have our 5 and our 7, right? So we have 4 and 6. So we add them in here. Okay, so it takes the actual reference, our 4 and our 6, and it adds 1 to each one. So we actually get 5 and 7. Adding them together obviously gets 12. But when we go back here and print out our a values and our b values again, notice how they changed because we got the actual reference to it. Now you're probably wondering, okay, what use is this Well, let's say you want to update values, right? And be able to change them straight up with based off of a code, right? We can get the actual reference. That way we can edit these values straight in this code. We don't have to change them. We don't have to go and initialize like, okay, when I have that a equals a plus 1, we can do it straight in here. We can get this value and we can modify it inside this code. It's to be able to get the value that's being put in and change it in this method without having to change it here, which is actually pretty cool. So Java also has that. It's called, I believe, by reference. Visual Basic also has that as well, a by reference or a by value. Normally it's by value, but if you want to just change it, you can use this and, which is a by reference, which is cool. So that's pretty much just the basics. I'm obviously going to be teaching you more stuff, but for now, this should be pretty cool. You can obviously add more methods and stuff and fool around with that. So to practice and to get better at C++, what you want to do is do your own project. Let's say you want to make a calculator that has add, minus, division, and multiplication. You go do that. That way you're practicing the skills that you learned today. Or if you saw another guy's video on learning C++, go and practice what you learned in that guy's video. The point is that practice makes perfect. You're not going to just read this and, hey, I know how to do this. You have to do a lot of practice. That way it's hard sunk and it's second nature. So that's the lesson for today. Hope you had a great time learning this, and hopefully it wasn't very confusing. So please subscribe. If you have any questions, you're free to put them in the comments and I'll try to answer it as swiftly as possible. And if you have any questions on also on something like methods or whatnot that are simple, just ask them on Stack Overflow. You're most likely going to be able to find what you need on there as well. So thanks for watching and have a good one.